Which English will we speak? English is called an international language, but there are actually quite a few varieties of English that exist around the world. English originated in England, but soon English spread to other countries, and different varieties of English began to exist. Today, the countries in which English is spoken can be divided into 3 groups. The first group is made of those countries where English is the primary language. These are countries like England, Canada, the United States, Ireland, Australia, and New Zealand. There are more than 380 million native speakers of English in these countries alone. There is a second group of countries that have their own varieties of English. Their histories have been directly influenced by one of the early English-speaking societies. They use English in various important ways within their own government and everyday life. India, Malaysia, the Philippines, and Kenya are examples of this group. The total number of speakers in this group is in the hundreds of millions. In a third group of countries, English is widely used as a foreign language. However, citizens use their native language within their own government and in everyday life. Some countries in this group are China, Russia, Japan, Korea, Brazil, Indonesia, and many Western European countries. Some people calculate the number of speakers in this group to be as many as 1 billion, and it is growing fast. This changing situation raises many questions. Will another language replace English as the international language? If not, will people continue to use the English of countries such as England or the United States as models? Will new varieties of English develop in countries such as China or Brazil? Or, in the future, will a new international variety of English develop that doesn't belong to any one country, but to an entire area, like Asia or Europe?
Sign language. Because deaf people cannot hear, they have special ways of communicating. For example, they can learn to understand what someone is saying by looking at the mouth of the speaker. This is called lip reading. Also, speaking is very difficult for the deaf because they cannot hear their own voices. However, it is possible with special training. According to many deaf people all around the world, the most practical and popular way of communicating is with sign language. In many ways, sign language is similar to spoken language. The words of sign language are made with signs, which are formed with movements of the hands, face, and body. As with words, each sign has a different meaning and can be combined to form sentences. Signed languages also have their own grammar. The alphabet of sign language is special hand signs that stand for letters. They make spelling possible. The signs combine to form a rich language that can express the same thoughts, feelings, and ideas as any spoken language. And just as people from different countries speak different languages, most countries have their own variety of sign language. In addition to knowing sign language, it is also helpful to know something about how deaf people communicate. Since they rely so much on actions, deaf people are generally not very formal when they talk, and may touch your arm or shoulder a lot to make sure you know what they're saying. It is not seen as rude among deaf people to lightly touch someone you do not know to get their attention. It's also okay to wave your hands or hit the table or floor. Also, lots of eye contact is necessary. There are many ways to learn a few signs. Community colleges often teach introductory classes. For self-learners, bookstores and libraries have books for learning sign language. There are also instructional videos on the internet, with actors demonstrating signs and performing interesting stories and conversations for you to see. With practice, You'll soon get the hang of this useful method of communicating.